When I consider the many and various conflicting views of the Christian religion, I am aware there are many personal opinions as to what it teaches. It becomes apparent differences exist. I conclude such views cannot all be true. Also, it would seem a presumption on my part to think that my views and understanding on any subjects are entirely correct. It would be arrogance to think that unless someone believes and accepts the same sets of beliefs as I do, then such a person is in error. Therefore, from such an observation might I suggest it is most reasonable for any meaningful conversation and exchange of ideas to take place, one must be able to put forward their beliefs and give their reasons for holding any sets of religious beliefs and explain how they came by them. And to do so without being decried, dismissed. That is not to say that we have to agree with opposing views, as at the same token we are entitled to express our beliefs in a similar way that differ from others. So when it comes to me seeking to relate to other people those things that I have come to believe and accept, I have to bear in mind that every person is entitled to believe anything they wish. It is not for me to impose my views upon others. However, in order to have a meaningful conversation about any religious subject, it is necessary to clarify the language you use, since differences of opinion may come about due to different use of words. It is important to clarify the meaning of words we use in order to avoid contention when expressing one's beliefs and understanding. When seeking to share my understanding, I realise that I have come to a firm conviction and beliefs about many things in the Bible, and have good reason to see the importance of the truths they teach. However, it becomes a matter of concern since I have expressed my views openly with others who differ from me, and my views have caused dismay, denials and revolt. However, not wishing to oppose those who hold different views to me, there must be a way of expressing one's views to others without unpleasant reactions to avoid strife and contention. This has been experienced firsthand, and such conflicts are not pleasant, and I believe it is necessary to observe courteous rules to avoid unnecessary hurt. Not wishing to cause contention, and being aware that there are many doctrinal differences held by Christians, and with a range of conflicting beliefs, that these views cannot all be true, and to ignore them is to set aside their importance. So in order for me to start a meaningful conversation and to relate to others about what I believe to be true and why, let me relate what I understand the Bible to teach on a range of subjects and see how far we get before disagreement takes place. I am expressing my understanding of what I believe the Bible teaches and not notions that I've dreamed up, and so not my personal opinions. I understand that the Old and New Testament scriptures have been given us by God, been written by the authors, and that these scriptures have been preserved by God for our benefit today. That the Bible is to be the only authority when it comes to Christian teaching. That we need to be able to define what we mean by the Bible, upon what basis can we assert its authority, and how we came by it, and is the English Bible that we have reliable today. This is a starting point. This leads to the subject of translations of the Bible, which in my opinion is important to establish. In doing this, it will be necessary to 1. State what books we mean when speaking of the New Testament. Traditionally, there have been 27 books making up the New Testament. 2. We need to be able to identify the authors of the various books. 3. It will be necessary to establish the publication dates of the various books. 4. We need to establish the order of the books, how they appear in the Bible. 5. And then the apostolic authority to justify our assertions. This is a starting point, for unless there is agreement on these basic matters, it will be impossible to establish a basis of Christian belief and practice, and contention and disagreement will occur. This I have personally experienced when it has been asserted that the Authors of the book are not as understood traditionally to be. The dates of publication of the books called into question, and the order of the books in our Bibles challenged. I have witnessed all of these points causing contention when personal opinions relating to these matters lead the way and are assumed to be true. Personal opinions cannot settle such matters. It seems to me that the reason why Christian churches in the past have commenced their articles of religion by stating some of these matters at the beginning of their confessions seek to clarify these matters. See the 1646 London Baptist Confession and Beaton Particular Baptist 2016 edition in my book Difficulties Associated with Articles of Religion Amongst Particular Baptists, PDF enclosed. I would value feedback and comments.